movie looked like it was quite a feat to film, and you had a relatively short shooting schedule.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know sort of what that whole process was like.
Wouldn't have happened if I hadn't agreed to the shooting schedule, because you know all these films cost quite a lot of money, and we shot in wonderful Spain and great island of Fuerteventura.
And I can't tell you how much it helps when you're working on a film and it's not 130 days, you know, because for that you've got to reinvent yourself and reinvent your stamina again and again and again. And Rid makes it more like, he makes these massive films, but he does it with a feeling of making a smaller film.
Multi-cameras.
And it's much more exciting.
Multi-cameras are much faster.
Yeah, great momentum.
You know what you're doing with multi-cameras is it cuts the schedule on this probably by 30 or 40 days.
Was working with Ridley always sort of on your to-do list, and how did the experience?
It was. I'd had a number of people I really respected tell me that he was their favourite director, and so I called him up and said, can we meet up? And we did, and then 5 years went by. I went, he's forgotten about me, isn't he? And then he called up and said, no, how about it? All right, let's go do this. So I said, fantastic, and what a challenge, you know, how unlikely that Ridley Scott would be calling me up about playing Moses, you know? So I loved how unlikely that was, and then became just fascinated with, as Rid says, what I did not know about the man and about the story.
Where are you with Blade Runner? And I also wanted to ask you what your favorite Ridley Scott movie is.
Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Yeah, that probably is the best film I've made.
You think Exodus is the best one?
Yeah, could be.
Why?
Monumental task, a great central character that threads beautifully through the film emotionally, a good story, and the visual effects on the commercial side are just about as good as it gets.
But then also Alien and Blade Runner and Gladiator and Black Hawk Down and you know, pretty much all of them.
But you're not coming back for Blade Runner, right? You're producing.
I co-wrote it. I mean, I wrote it. I was into it very closely, and I brought back in Hampton Fancher, who still talks the talk, walks the walk.
Right.
And we came up with a very nice 120-page novella rather than screenplay, and from that, then it was adapted very nicely by Michael Green. It's right on the money. It's really good. And so it's sitting there at the moment, what to do next.
Well, thank you guys so much for chatting. This was a huge thrill, and
Cheers, mate.